I know.
Bryant. You guys sort of started at the top. You didn't exactly build up.
Jeez.
Speaking of the top, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the reigning champion Toronto Raptors. George Hill scoring on the break. Milwaukee getting out to an early lead here. Then Sterling Brown getting it done from deep.
Sterling Brown is an excellent addition to that ball club, the way he's stepping up.
Yeah, he's playing well. They got DiVincenzo in there tonight. Mike Budenholzer does a good job, letting everybody on his roster see some floor time. So if you have injuries and things like that, they'll be ready to go.
The Bucks would lead the way by 16 at the half. And as you mentioned, Coach, Dante DiVincenzo here missing it, but Giannis look at that pass. Hang on, we got to slow this down and watch it again. Look at this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Right on target, too.
You can see over the defenders.
The Raptors, though, closing the gap on the other end. Kyle Lowry getting aggressive, getting it done inside and out.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry, since first night where he just sort of took a back seat to Siakam and Van Vliet, he's been really aggressive, and tonight he was outstanding.
Giannis, though, getting it done on both ends to help seal this game for the Bucks.
Really was. When he's able to do a hang dribble and knock down perimeter shots, like we said earlier, the game is over. And look at this block. Gasol, 7-footer coming in there. Look at this slow-mo. Look, access denied.
But what I liked is he didn't stand and admire it. He went and got the loose ball.
You're right. Then the putback slam here. Look at that. I mean, like, what?
Oh, who was known for that back in the day? To keep the ball, like once they block a shot, keep it in play all the time. What all-time, great shot blocker?
We're going all the way back to Bill Russell.
We're going to Bill Russell.
I was wondering how far.
How many times you see Bill play in your time?
Saw him at the Hall of Fame speech, and they showed his highlights.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that was enough.
True story.
The Bucks, as you can see, pull away to win it by 10, 115-105. Here's Giannis after the game.
Yanni, yes, it's Toronto, and that meant something all by itself, but how important was it for this team to string 2 wins together like this?
It was really important. I think the guys did a great job coming out, playing hard, playing together. We lost the game in Boston, and I think a lot of guys were upset. And these 2 games, we came and played great basketball. We were able to get 2 wins.
A Giannis night, if I ever saw one, almost a triple-double, attacking the paint, getting other people involved. But we know you're such a basketball mind. What did you learn about your team tonight?
Hey, man, I know they're going to be ready. They were amazing. They were in the spots. They were able to cut behind the defense. They were encouraging me. They were aggressive. And it's a game, we're playing against the Toronto Raptors. We lost last year from them, and everybody came out ready. Everybody came out with the mindset to come out and win.
You won't see Fiserv Forum for a while. Monday starts a 4-game road trip. What's the best way to attack that?
Game at a time. Try to get better. Try to keep our mind, at the moment, be in the moment all the time, and not thinking about what's going to happen at the end. Let's take a game at a time, and we're going to be fine.
But as you mentioned, Coach Budenholzer does a good job of keeping his rotations deep, playing a lot of guys in different places so that they have the opportunity to have that experience when they need it. They're focused, though, primarily on the defensive end.
Yeah, look, they were the #1 defense in the league last year. They started this year 2-2. They were mediocre on the defensive end, and now they back-to-back nights this weekend. They've put together dominant performances, and they do it differently than everyone else. They focus on protecting the paint. And here's an MVP clip. Giannis blocks the shot, and we've seen this sequence. We just saw. Now he gets a rebound, all in one sequence here. Block shot, rebound, assist. That's an MVP clip. But here's what they do. Pascal Siakam comes in averaging 28 a night. Watch George Hill. He's not worried about getting back to Kyle Lowry. Their priority is always to stop the ball. He takes the hit. And now Ersan Ilyasova, who always leads the league in charges taken, does it again. And here's Siakam, their leading scorer again, came in averaging 28. He's going to go at Giannis. No, sir. Great defense here. He even takes a little elbow there. Blocks the shot, and now he's off in transition. This is Bucks defense. The only way you beat them, the only thing they'll give you is threes. It's amazing in the era of the three-pointer, when everybody's so concerned about it, they led the league in defense last year, and they gave up the most threes in the league.
Realistically, Karan, what is this team ceiling this season?
That was a great breakdown.
You like that?
Yeah, I
No,
really
I've
like
been
that
impressed.
breakdown.
Give the
Coach.
credit to the guys in the film room. That's,
No, I
that's
didn't
all
know if we
work.
were going to go there or not. I've been impressed all night with you, Coach.
That was
Just
an amazing breakdown, Coach.
really, but also like his memory of stats and just saying, this
One
is
of the
why we
best
pay him the
coaches I
big
ever had.
bucks.
Yeah, I'm
This
telling you,
right
hands
there,
down.
why we pay him the big bucks. All right, so back to my very important question.
There's no ceilings on this ball club. And I'll tell you why. Just because, as Coach just touched on, they hang their hat on the defensive end on the floor. The only adjustment that I want to see them have is making sure that that offense gets to the second and third options. Because once you're able to play in the half court and not just off the ability of possibly the best player in basketball going downhill full steam, now you have those guys being a threat also. And Eric Bledsoe has to be the best possible version of himself come playoff time.
Well, before we get to the next highlight, we have to briefly derail, but for a purpose, because if you missed Thursday's edition of Inside the NBA, they played everybody's favorite game. Who he. Guys, the reason we show the clip is what a difference a year makes. You think had we shown Charles any of the current Warrior starters, he would have known who any of them play for?
Would many people know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big difference, and I think I'll take the lineup on top.
You think?
I think I will. yeah.
Probably right.
Yes.
Well, Steve Kerr in charge of course, leading those guys to putting forth their best effort as they take on the Charlotte Hornets in the first. Eric Pascal making a strong move inside, throwing down the dunk.
Well, those guys came out and competed, Coach.
No, absolutely. And I think the positive is tonight, their defense was better tonight. They had been by far the worst defense in the league. They took the number one three-point shooting team in the league tonight, held them to 5 for 29. They did a better job. They competed hard. Yeah, I mean, it was an encouraging sign. They're not going to win many, but you still want to play the right way.
Kai Bowman with the ball on the other end. He had 16 points and 7 rebounds, undrafted. Then Terry Rozier here in a second.
Great opportunity for those kind of guys.
Dwayne Bacon pushing the ball, getting into the lane, the layup plus the foul.
That's when I knew things wasn't turning in their favor. Scoring so many points in the paint, 56-34 for the game. I knew that they had a realistic shot at coming back and winning this game.
Bacon yet again, spinning, banking in the floater. Pascal yet again, 25 points in this game. That one plus the foul.
Did Pascal, I think he had 20 last night or the game before. I mean, this guy's capable of scoring the ball out of Villanova. They've produced some very good players.
Bacon with 25 and 6 in this one. Then Damian Lee drilling the three, tying things up at 86 apiece. Rozier, though, firing back, pushing the ball here, getting tumped and getting the shot, plus the foul. He had 20 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds in this game. The guys, the Hornets, wouldn't give the Warriors a chance. They'd seal the game at the line.
Yeah, they sealed the game by getting offensive rebounds at the line. This is an absolute killer when you have to foul late in the game, give yourselves a chance, and twice, you don't come up with the rebound. An absolute killer, and Steve Kerr does a good job controlling himself right there.
Watching film, it's going to be a lot of box out drills coming up.
Man. But they're so small. You know, they just don't have a lot left up front. They got pounded on the glass tonight. Charlotte got 16 offensive rebounds and 56 points in the paint.
They go on to win it 93-87. Well, we've talked a little bit about those Golden State Warriors, the difference in last year and, of course, this year. What's the future of the franchise? If Steph Curry isn't even being reevaluated for the next 3 months, Draymond out perhaps day-to-day indefinitely, what's the right move?
I think it's going to be a one-off season where you have to get those guys healthy, develop some of the young prospects, and then, hopefully be able to get a huge draft pick in this upcoming draft. But the most important thing is to get Clay, Steph healthy, Draymond rested and preserved a lot this season, even though he's going to want to be out there as a competitor. But you got to play the long game, and play it smart.
I mean, the future is you're looking at opening night next year, starting 4 All-Stars. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, D'Angelo Russell, if they decide to hold on to him, and having a high lottery pick to add to that, and hopefully develop some of these guys, Pascal, Jordan Poole, Kai Bowman, whoever it may be, developing a couple of those guys, Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, they've got some good options. The future for them is fine. The present is going to be very difficult.
Well, when we come back, the highlights continue with the first of our doubleheader on NBA TV. It was Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets looking to snap a 2-game losing streak as they went to Orlando to take on the Magic.